This is the Cook Expert, and we're going to make an apple tart. The Cook Expert really sings here because it's multitasking personified. I'm going to use the metal bowl and weigh in all the ingredients for the pastry, and then I'm going to switch out to the food processor to slice the apples. So scales on, we want 200 grams of plain flour. This is genius because I'm using the Magimix scales that come with the Cook Expert, and they weigh up to 10 kilograms, so I can just weigh the ingredients in and keep adding. And these scales are super accurate. They weigh to 1 gram. And some butter. It doesn't have to be absolutely exact, but I'm aiming for 110 grams of butter, and I'm going to add an egg. And back onto the base. I do like the reassuring click that it's all in place, and then I can go to the screen here. On baking, pastry and cakes, just press auto. Now I love the fact we've got nice big shiny buttons that are so easy and clear to use. Marvellous. Looking through the lid, you can see when it's done, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So it's like a crumbly popcorn texture. I'm going to pop a little bit of flour onto the work surface. And this comes away from the sides beautifully. And this is pastry in seconds, so you might ask who makes their own pastry these days, but when you've got a Cook Expert, you can. I'm going to roll this out, lightly floured, and I'm going to roll it into a rough round. And I do mean rough. It doesn't matter how thick or what size it is. This is a rustic tart, and we're not blind baking. And I'm using the plastic scraper this time to just lift the pastry over the rolling pin, and it can just gently be rolled onto the baking sheet. This is going to go into the fridge, chillax for a while. I'm going to set the oven to 200 degrees centigrade, and in the meantime I will rinse the Cook Expert. And this is wonderful, there's a really clever rinse program, so I'm just going to fill this up to half a litre. It will clean it enough for me to be able to melt some butter in the Cook Expert bowl shortly. Rinsing and auto start. So onto the food processor. Love this. It takes all the faff out of food processing. And if you watch the screen here now, as I click it into place, it jumps automatically to food processor. That's genius. So what I'm going to do here, this is 3 bowls in one currently. I'm going to take out the mini bowl, and here we have the 4mm disc and the disc support. Now this is a sabatier blade and it's razor sharp. All I'm going to do is core the apples and let the food processor do the precision slicing for me. So the apple sits on the blade, and if you keep it to the right of the handle, as the blade comes round, you're going to get a lovely precision cut. So it's just pulse and hold. Bingo, how simple is that? So this whizzes through in seconds, and fingers are safe. So we just lift the lid off, take the blade out, precision apple cutting. I love this. So time to retrieve the pastry from the fridge. The apples are ready, and I shall load those onto the pastry, but first I want to use the rinsed Cook Expert bowl to set the butter to melt. This is so simple. You can truly multitask in one little area. So some butter, we want 50 grams. So I'm going to use the Expert program. This is the fully manual program, and I'm going to let it run for 3 minutes. So I'll just take the time down a little. It's fine stirring at 3, and we want the temperature about 60. Auto start. A quick batch of pastry is a great vehicle for using up any tired fruit or vegetables, any leftovers, and I've found that my Cook Expert is super for helping me with food waste. Nothing is left behind in my house. And let's check out how the butter's doing. Perfect. With pastry brush, I'm just going to anoint the apples. And then it's just a case of folding. And again, this is a rustic tart, so I'm not too worried about appearance. And don't forget that when it comes out of the oven, it's going to look fantastic in any case. And now just a dredge of sugar. That will do nicely. It goes into the oven, about 20 minutes. Perfect. There are loads more inspirational recipes in the book or app. Both come free with the Cook Expert. So this smells absolutely amazing. Fresh from the oven, maple syrup, dollop of cream. Oh, simple but effective. Smells amazing. What's not to love? This is a showstopper.